Hello, hello! Welcome to today's live YouTube lesson here on the Speak English with Vanessa YouTube channel. If you are new here, I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time to learn English. Usually we have live YouTube lessons every Tuesday at 9 a.m. EST, that's New York time, 9 a.m. New York time. So I hope that you can join me live. And if you watch the replay, no problem. That's why it's there, so that you can watch it whenever you want, as many times as you need to. Today we have a great topic, which is should have and could have. So today I'm going to give a quick explanation, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm going to read your sentences. Those of you who are here live, I want to read your sentences, give you some feedback, and use your sentences to help explain this concept even more, because these are two expressions that are used all the time in English. So I want to make sure you feel comfortable and confident. So if you would like to feel confident speaking English, I have a quick recommendation. My free ebook is called 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. So confidence is key. If you would like to learn my ideas about how I want you to become a confident English speaker, there is a link in the description below this video. You can download the free ebook, and you'll also receive my free email lessons. So this is my chance to share English with you and to give you more. Thank you everyone who's here live from Istanbul, from Turkey, from Brazil, from Iraq, from Japan. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I want to say quickly thank you to everyone who wrote such kind comments. Last week, I announced that I'm going to have a baby. So thank you, everyone, for your kind comments, for your congratulations, for your support. It means a lot. I think this is such an exciting new time in my life, and I really appreciate. So thank you, everyone, for sharing your kind words in the comments. I got a lot of emails. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's going to be a great time to just learn more about life, real life. So today, let's get started with should have. Should have and could have. Let's start first of all with should have. I want to ask you a quick question to see if you can use this without any explanation from me first of all. I want to ask you, let's imagine this situation. Let's imagine that you are living in your home country and your boss says, I want you to go on a business trip to London next week. And you think, oh, I studied English more. I should have studied English more. I need to go to London next week. Oh no, it's too soon. You are saying I should have studied English more. So my question for you is, let's imagine another situation. I'm not going to give you a sample sentence. Let's imagine that you are going to New York. Let's imagine that you're going to New York. I hope it happens for you. New York is a great place. Let's imagine you're going to New York and you are going in February. It's the end of February right now, and it is cold in New York, but you forget to bring a winter coat. You don't have a winter coat. How can we make a sentence using should have? Should have to talk about your experience in New York. You are going to New York in February, but you forget to bring a coat. You only have short sleeve clothes, maybe just a long shirt, but you're gonna need more than that because February is winter. So I wanna know, what is a great sentence you can use to talk about a coat in the winter? Misaki has a great starter sentence here. Misaki says, I should have a coat. We're really close. Daniel finishes that sentence. Daniel and Trang said, I should have brought my coat. Beautiful. Lucas says, I should have brought my clothes, my winter clothes. I should have brought some gloves. I should have brought my coat. Oh, I should have brought my passport. Don't forget your passport. Beautiful. I should have brought my winter coat. So I'm going to write that sentence here so that we can all take a look at it, because this is going to be kind of our starter sentence. Oh, Erman has a great idea. I should have gotten a Canadian Goose jacket. Yeah, maybe in the winter it's necessary in the north of the US. Let's say I should have brought my winter coats. Or maybe if you don't live in an area that's cold, if you live near the equator and in your country it's not cold ever, you might say, I should have bought. You should have gone to the store and bought a winter coat. So here we have our first sentence. I should have plus bought. Should have bought. Does anyone know what is a more natural pronunciation for this expression? Should have. Should have. How can we combine these to sound a little more natural? We love to combine words. Let's say shoulda. I shoulda brought my winter coat. I shoulda brought my winter coat. If you watched the recent pronunciation video that I did about NT, you will you'll notice that the pronunciation here, we can say winner, no T, or we could add the T, both are fine. I shoulda brought my winter coat. Some people here are saying maybe we could say should have, like a contraction here. And just to let you know, this is perfectly fine. But when we are writing, we don't write with an A, shoulda. We don't write this unless you're writing a text or something really informal. Typically, you'll write the full word, or you could write this contraction. So here, this is just spoken, only spoken. So one important point about using should have. This is a regret. So we can imagine maybe our face is a little disappointed. Oh, I should have brought my winter coat. Oh, I should have studied English before going to London. Oh, I should have. Someone said here, I should have found Vanessa's lessons earlier. Well, I'm glad you're here now. I should have brought my notebook. I should have listened to my parents. I should have. You're disappointed. So this is the main way that we use should have. I shoulda listened. Oh, I shoulda studied. So let's remember to use this for some kind of negative. There's a connotation that something negative is happening here. We have a lot of great sentences here. I should have watched the weather forecast. I should have lived frugally. Oh, frugally is a great word. Frugally. Let me write this here so others can see it as well. Let's have a little vocabulary section over here. frugal. Frugal means that you don't spend much money. That's how I like to live. You're very careful with your money. You don't spend money on everything. You only spend money when it's the most important thing. So maybe you spent money, you wasted some money. You could say, oh, I shoulda lived more frugally. I shoulda spent money frugally. And it means I didn't do it. I spent some money and I shouldn't have done it. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to make a line here so that we can see the difference. Shoulda, and our next expression today is coulda. Could have. Could have. So I want to give you another question, and I want to see if you can make your own sentence using could have before I give my own ideas about it, because I want you to try to guess, to put together different concepts in your mind. That's really the best way to learn grammar concepts and to learn a lot. It's more fun. So I'm going to give you a situation, and I want to see, can you make a sentence using could have? Not should have, but could have. Or we could say coulda, coulda. Let's take this situation. How about we can imagine again that you're going to New York. I'm gonna be going to New York soon to visit my sister, so it's on my mind, so let's talk about it. So let's imagine that you're in New York and you have two options. You can visit the Empire State Building, or you can visit the Statue of Liberty. And you decide, I'm gonna visit the Empire State Building. I wanna climb up high and I want a great view of New York. Awesome, I would love to do this. I hope I get a chance to do this soon. So in this situation, you have two choices, the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty, but you only have a limited time, so you have to choose one of them. You choose the Empire State Building. So how can we make a sentence using could have to talk about this possibility, this situation? And it's gonna talk about the thing that you didn't do. The thing that you didn't do. Oh, we've got some sentences coming in. Excellent. Tiago says, I could have visited the Statue of Liberty instead of staying in the hotel. So this means you stayed in the hotel, you didn't do anything, but you had the opportunity to go to the Statue of Liberty. We have some other sentences. Olha says, I could have visited the Statue of Liberty. I could have chosen the Empire State Building. I could have visited the Statue of Liberty. I could have. So here, it's not regret. You're not sad. You're just saying, this is the thing that I didn't do. So let me write this sentence so that we can take a look at it. I could have visited the Statue of Liberty. Here we're using could have visited. And when we used should have, remember it's disappointment, it's sadness. Like, oh, I should have done this. We feel some kind of negative emotion with this sentence. But with could have, it doesn't always mean a negative emotion. It just means I didn't do it. I had another choice and I chose the other choice instead. So let's make, I'll write here how we can pronounce this. Coulda. or could have. We've got some pronunciation options. So this is talking about just something, maybe an opportunity, something you didn't do. It's not necessarily something negative. I could have visited the Statue of Liberty, but I chose not to do it. It's not a sad thing, just a choice. So I want to know for you, what is something you could have done? It's not sad, but you chose not to do it. Mohammed says, I could have aired live from there. You could have done it. This is in the past. You could have done it. Maybe, let's see what else we have here. Oh, Shamal says, I could have told. Let's make sure we use here. This verb is called the past participle, but we can just use the past in some cases. So I could have visited, I could have told, I could have taken, I could have gone. I could have told my parents about my career choices. Oh, so you decided not to tell them, but it's not a negative thing. You just decided it. Henrik says, I could have started earlier, but my internet was terrible. Greetings from Brazil. Hi in Brazil. I could have started earlier, but my internet was terrible. So you had no choice. If we use I should have started this lesson sooner, but my internet was terrible, it's a little bit different, because if we say should have with Henrik's sentence, it means that he actually can do it. But because the end of his sentence is, but my internet was terrible, I couldn't do it, I physically had no choice, then we need to use could. We have to use could. Tiago says, I could have gone to the beach, but I didn't. Beautiful sentence. I could have gone to the beach, could have gone, beautiful verb here. I could have gone to the beach, but I didn't. I decided to spend time with my family instead. I decided to sleep late instead. I decided to do something else. Watch this English lesson instead. I could have done this. So this is something that you are having the opportunity to do, but you're not really showing sadness, too much sadness. It's just a possibility. Let's see what other sentences we have live here before we go. I'll read a couple of them. Firoze says, I could have gone to Amsterdam, but I preferred to stay home and learn more English. I could have gone. You had the opportunity to go to Amsterdam. So let's say this with natural pronunciation. I could have gone to Amsterdam, but I decided to stay home and study English instead. I could have done it. Lucas says, I could have traveled to the farm to be far from carnival in Brazil. Oh, maybe carnival is not your style. So you're saying, I could have traveled to the farm, to the countryside, far away, to be away from the crazy carnival times. I didn't do it. I'm still here, but I had the opportunity. I had the opportunity to do it. I could have done it. So are you ready? Before we go, we're going to say a final 2 sentences together because we have 2 different types of verbs. So I want to make sure that you're pronouncing it correctly and that you have the chance to speak a little bit today. So if you're somewhere quiet, excellent. If you're not somewhere quiet, if you're not somewhere private, whisper quietly. You can speak, but speak quietly. It's okay. Just use those speaking muscles. Let's read 2 sentences together. Let's say them out loud. Let's start with should have, and we're going to say shoulda, because I want you to practice natural pronunciation, this linking, reduction style, maybe lazy style. Let's say a sentence together using shoulda. Shoulda. Let's see, what sentence should we say? Aha, how about I shoulda studied English earlier. I shoulda studied English earlier, but I'm glad to start now. Better late than never. Let's say this sentence together. I shoulda studied English earlier. I shoulda studied English earlier. I shoulda. So your mouth is together like this. Ooh, shoulda. I shoulda studied English earlier, but I'm glad to start now. I hope that you can exercise your muscles and pronounce this with me. Let's go on to the second one. Coulda. Coulda. How can we use coulda? Coulda. How about, oh, this is a great sentence. I coulda slept, but instead I'm studying English. You had a choice to sleep, but you decided to study English. I coulda slept. We're using this word. I'll write it down so you can take a look. Could slept. I coulda slept. I coulda slept. I coulda slept, but instead I decided to study English. I coulda, similar style for your lips. Shoulda, coulda. I coulda slept, but instead I decided to study English. With Vanessa here in this lesson, I'm so glad that you are here live or watching the replay later as well to learn English and practice this with me. I should have studied English earlier, but I'm glad to study now. I could have slept, but I decided to study English instead. Great motivation. Thank you so much for learning these useful but often complicated verbs. You used them so naturally. Keep up the good work. I'm really glad that this is explainable and something that you can use now. So thank you so much for learning with me. If you would like to come to the next live lesson, I have a special announcement. Our next live lesson on YouTube will be on Tuesday, 9 a.m. EST. EST is Eastern Standard Time, New York time. So if you're watching live, it's the same time next week. But next week, we are going to be doing a Q&A. Q&A. Q&A means question and answer. So I will be answering your questions. So I recommend write your comments, write a question in the comments below. I'm going to write down your questions and I'll try my best to answer them. And if you're live next week, if you have a question for me, I'll try my best to answer it. You can ask me a question about English. If you're curious something about my life in the US, no problem. I'll try my best to answer within reason. And this is a time to practice asking questions and also learning some new information, because often when I create the lessons, I'm trying to imagine something useful for you. But maybe you have a burning question that you want to know, something about English or something about Vanessa. Well, this is your time to ask. So please write your question in the comments below this video. And next week, it will be March. So on March 7th, 2017, I will answer your live questions. So I hope that it will be useful and interesting and a fun time to interact and use English. Thank you everyone for joining me live. If you are thinking, no, I should have studied more, I don't want this lesson to finish, well, I recommend continuing to study with me. I have about 200 free videos here on YouTube. You can continue to watch those, and you can download my free ebook, 5 steps to becoming a confident English speaker. When you get the free ebook, I'll also send you weekly free English lessons so that you can learn new concepts, learn new ideas, new expressions, maybe some difficult things that my students have problems with that I'll explain. I really want to share this with you, so feel free to watch my other YouTube videos, continue learning, and to read the free ebook and become confident. That's the goal. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. Thanks for exercising your muscles with shoulda and coulda, and I'll see you next week for the Q&A, question and answer time. See you later, everyone. Bye.